Say less.
And you make a good point, Ryan.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
That's crazy.
Waffle House.
Whose House, Waffle House, Space U, does it again, over Space U. That's 100 wins in a row since Galen lost to UCF in March of 2019 with College Game Day. That one was fun if you like that sort of game. I have aged over the last 1.1 second. I aged quite a bit.
Jesus.
Let's go around, Brad, your thoughts, and then Galen.
There was a lot of questions early in the year. Who's going to be the guy you go to with the game on the line? When time's running out, who's the guy you're going to go to? I think your answer is right there. J1 had a huge night again. This is a different player. He's taking it up. He's taken it up about 10 notches and has really stepped up big when the team needed it. Not just with the scoring, but with rebounding, and then also you see him leading on the floor from the front. It's just beautiful to watch.
Well, he's been doing that for a while. I think maybe others are noticing it, but I mean he's been that leader on the floor for a while. Godfather,
I'd say J1. He's probably been more of a positional leader, whereas now he's probably the
team leader.
Yeah, but with UCF, Johnny Dawkins. I was talking about this with our trainer today. He's an Iowa State guy, and like UCF, they always pose a challenge for us. I don't know if it's familiarity or whatever the case may be, but Johnny Dawkins, he will always have his team prepared to play against us. And there's a couple of guys, their guard, Jordan Ivy Curry. I was working with him in the summer. He's a Houston kid, and a guy on their coaching staff, he's a Houston guy as well. So it's just like playing against a team that's from your home city. You're kind of gonna bring something a little extra. So I knew that this was going to be a tough game for us, but I think the guy. It depends on the matchup. Coach Sammy got to saying that you couldn't throw a rock in the water if you were standing on shore. That was probably LJ tonight. So it'll be. I feel like the guy and who we go to in certain moments will probably be dictated on who's having success. But J1, one thing I say about him is he rises to the level of competition.
Yeah,
he seeks all smoke. He ain't ducking nothing. But it's like when you might be playing, so you're playing TSU, you might not see J1. But if you playing Kansas, you're gonna see J1. So it's just like that type of guy. He rises to the occasion, and he had a game. I
think more than rising to the game, or I think he rises to the moment.
Yeah.
And in the first half, he was bad offensively. It looked a lot like Alabama. It looked a lot like Auburn. he just looked intimidated by the size that I'm going to fuck this guy's name up. Cham?
Yeah.
That dude is legit. He's a problem. He's a big problem.
Not for us.
And he was a big problem. Correct. Maybe you meet him in the conference tournament, but I don't care about the conference tournament. So, whatever.
I was just really happy that J1 got the winner on Keyshawn Hawk because that dude was running his mouth all night long.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not likable, huh?
Not much.
I feel like he's the type of guy that you don't like to play against, but you love to have him on your team. But just imagine though,
Okay.
J1 is probably 6'7" if he's wearing Air Max. Severely undersized. We're choosing to go
Too small.
We're choosing to go to you in a moment on the road, and you're going to a guy that's over 7 foot barefoot is guarding. That's a man.
Yeah.
That's a man.
But
right there.
okay, let's take it back from Juwan for a moment. Javier Francis won you this game. 7 offensive rebounds, 10 total, 16 points. And did he go 6 of 6 at the line? He sure did. I mean, wait, things
Big money.
you thought, okay, Javier's going to go on the road, and he's going to get you 6 at the line and 7 offensive boards. Okay, break. That's not one you put in the game plan. But that guy came up big. You probably don't know Galen, but JoJo got an early foul and then got a double technical within the first 3 minutes, which was obviously planned. You knew that that's what they had planned. Once he got it foul, they knew they could get in his head and get that second foul and put him on the bench. And, you were down, 8 at the half? But Javier kept you in that game in that first half.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy how Coach Samson he has you never know when your work is going to show. And Big J Francis, he reached out to me because he was kind of like just needed some advice on certain things, and it's just like you just got to keep hammering away, keep doing your job, keep showing up, and it's just like on the road at UCF in our first true road test, your work prevails. So you just gotta stick with it, and it's just like you talk about the leadership of J1 and how we have like kind of a veteran team. It was one possession that it was probably under the under 4 timeout where J1 he was directing JoJo on where to go, and it's like you can tell JoJo was kind of like he was kind of he looked uncomfortable, like he was kind of frantic, like and J1 was just like, you go here, I got the screen. We good.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's when you got guys that have been there, done that, seen it all. There's no things that nothing that happens in the basketball game can rattle. And that is invaluable to a team.
Okay, let's step back for just a second. Star Pizza. Get you some Star Pizza. You can order online at starpizza.net. Get you Star Pizza. Buffets. You got lunch specials all during the week. But today is the day. The Texans play this afternoon, I believe. Get you some Star Pizza for that. Enjoy that. Enjoy this 69-68 win in Orlando. I'd imagine that's going to be a fun flight home.
For sure.
They had some trouble. So the plane that was coming to pick U of H up yesterday was delayed. So they were delayed getting to Orlando. They didn't get to shoot around till like 6:30 last night, and stayed till 8:30 our time. I'm talking not where they were. It was 9:30 East Coast when they got out of shoot around. I'm not a big fan of that, but I don't run the team. And they look sluggish early, Juwan especially. Everything was coming up short, but he turned it around, and he had a monster second half. I think he was 7 and 9 in the second half.
Kid is a dog.
8 of 10. 8 of 10 in the second half for 17 points and 4 boards.
I've never seen somebody who might be 6'6", 6'7", score on a guy that's 7 foot and say he's too small. There's something wrong with him. He's been Samsonized. That kid is not. He's not right in the brain. Something's wrong with that guy, and I love it.
By the end of this show, you're going to have Juwan as a 6 foot flat guy. You're just going to, 5'9". Yeah, he's 5'8".
There's nothing.
It's 5'7".
There's nothing imposing about him that you see.
No.
When you're just looking at him, but it's just all heart, all will, and it's just like that's the most important intangible that you can't measure. And he got whatever's the max, he got that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's become a smarter player, though. I think his footwork and the patience he shows, because there's a couple of plays there where a year ago or 2 years ago he goes straight at the basket and gets blocked and is like a puppy dog. But he now knows to wait, to hesitate, to spin, and that's how he gets his points is doing that over a big guy like Cam.
I really do believe that our practices are harder than games, and it's just like, let's say 2 years ago, he was going against Fabe and Josh Carlton, both guys who have experience, height, and skill over him. So you got to figure out ways where you can, get your small wins. And it's just like he has developed such a sense of savvy and poise and composure. It is his growth it's been very, very, like, it's been so fun to watch, man. Like it happened so organically, and it's just like, and he's a good kid. He plays the right way. He wants to do the right thing, and he's all about the team. And it's like the announcer said it that like Houston, we have such a low transfer rate that freshmen will evolve to be senior leaders, and that is what J1 has been for at least the last 2 years. It's like he's evolved into that because he's earned that right to do that. And it's just like you earn that right by showing up to work every day, not missing reps, and putting all the work in that you need to put in.
Brad?
Agreed.
Well said. Well said. All right, let's get to some comments. What's up, Godfather, Brad, and Roy?
Shout out Big Mac, man.
Leaders gonna lead. Well done. Javier was great. Jawan even better. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm gonna have to make a video in-depth analysis about the offense and how UCF weakened and almost beat us. What a win!
Go back to that weekend. Go back to that comment. It's so, like I said, there are Houston guys on that UCF team, and everybody knows they're playing a top 10 team. So they are going to play with a positive fear. It is extremely hard to beat a team that has good positional size, good coaching, and they're a good defensive team, and they're playing at home. It is extremely hard to win those types of games on the road. That's how UCF last year beat Kansas at the crib. It's like, it's hard to win there because they have the amount of talent that they can beat anyone. So it's like, I just, Coach Samson, he always says, like, that team that you're playing, they're trying to beat you. They don't give a shit about what you ranked, where you come from, who your mama is. Like, they're trying to win.
That game aged me. Thank God for my handsome baby face. Sure, John.
And when it comes to it, go ahead and read that.
Not to be the annoying guy who's like Houston has no offense, but we have to talk about when we don't have transition, second chance, ISO 101 looks for just 5 guys standing around waiting. Well, I mean, you just did describe half the 3/4 of the sport, but okay.
That's what happens when you play a team that is a good defensive team that has a winning culture, and that team has 4 quad 1 wins or 3, whatever what they said. So it's just like
3.
Exactly. So it's like more than us. So that's a team that's used to winning. They have a winning culture. So it's not easy. And it's like when it's 2 defensive juggernauts, the score ain't gonna be 100 to 103.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What they were able to do, and Dawkins does this quite often, and I'm surprised more schools don't try it, but I know Alabama did, and Auburn had success with it, and even San Diego State to an extent. Um, they don't do a hard full court press, but they're going to trap. They're going to try to trap you in the back court.
Towns, you know your shit. I wrote that. You know your shit. God,
Because what they do is that they're disrupting our flow of getting into the offense. So by the time, and they even mentioned that on the broadcast tonight, by the time we were getting into our offense, we were 10 seconds late. And so we do well working with a short clock, or we do well working with a long clock. But when we were getting into our set with 17, 18 seconds left, all of a sudden we're going through our traditional options and we're having to speed up. So everything was sped up and nobody was shooting on time. Nobody was shooting kind of in the tempo, in the flow of the game. And then next thing you know, you're running down the clock to 2 or 3 seconds. This wasn't one of those where we're just passing the ball around the perimeter. In the second half, we did a much better job. I thought Emmanuel was phenomenal. He wasn't hitting much from the outside, but then all of a sudden he put the ball on the floor and was getting space. So he just kept doing that. And we did a really good job. Malik had a couple of really big shots pulling with his pull-up jumper at the free throw line. I mean, that we did a much better job of attacking.
Yeah.
Even when we didn't have the time that we normally want to be able to do, because the way that they had set up, they're pressuring with their guards, but they're also dropping their big guys into the paint, so the rim is protected. Normally, if you get guys out in space like that and you get them stretched out, get the ball to the middle of the floor, boom, you got passes to the corners, then you got numbers. But these guys, I mean, they were playing deep on the backside. Which eliminates that. So then it forces you to bring the ball back out. And I thought we did a much better job adjusting to that in the second half. And, the numbers showing.
One thing I will say about UCF is they keep a rim protector on them. Look, they're able to pressure and do all, because you got somebody that's over 7 foot waiting for you at the rim. But that little quarter or mini press, what I called it creates a little bit of hesitancy and a little bit of delay, and it's just like that's exactly, once it creates that, then it's done its job, because you're bringing the ball across the court. Everybody's kind of not in their spots, and it's like you got to direct, and it's just the time when the shot clock is ticking. So it's just like, that's good coaching. Yeah, that's me.
Absolutely. And it keeps the ball into the middle of the floor. We do our damage coming from the middle because we go off the pick and roll, and then we create off the pick and roll. And we had to start attacking, usually from the corner, from the wing. And then when we did get it back to the middle, like I said, it's 16, 17 seconds left to go. So you got to get into it and hurry up. And we were hurrying up way too much.
Francis's rebound on the free throw. So Jawan got 2. He makes the first. He misses the second. Javier grabs a rebound and gets it out to LJ, and LJ hits a 3. You got a 4-point trip down the floor. That was clutch. It was awesome to watch. He slipped behind that 7-foot freshman. Smart veteran move. Javier is, I don't know that there are that many programs in the country where a guy is a starter on the Big 12 champions and then comes back the next year as a starter, wasn't quite right, and gave up that role and has accepted his spot off the bench and that he can be a key contributor that way. I just don't know of a lot of guys that'll do that. He has. He's been so clutch and so willing to just do whatever's best for the team. And I know that's a tenet of this program, but it's hard as an individual to accept that.
What Big J did, that's called a dagger, because usually we have undersized bigs, and you get offensive rebound, kick it out, 3. Like that's something that they practice. But
Right.
Coach says when you change how you look at things, the things you look at change. So it's either you coming off the bench as like, yeah, you can be salty about it, but who's that going to help? Because it's surely not going to get you more minutes. But if you approach it with the right mindset, like, okay, I can see what's going on and I can see the game flow and how I can impact it. When you change how you look at the game and what may have happened, then the things that you look at change. So you'll start to value different things. Like whenever you get in the game, you know what to expect. Whereas like when the game starts, you have no idea what the other team's scheme is.
Accurate. Brad, you're doing a great job. Don't ever let anybody tell you. You got your one good point. Galen agreed with you. Now you're just going to take it.
Brad got some shit.
Brad, ball, dude.
Brad got some shit for sure. For sure.
Let's see. It says UCF held the best three-point shooting team in the country to 18% from three. And I want to bring that up because it brings up a point I want to make about this particular team and why we should be really excited about this team. Is that we were terrible from three. Right?
Horrible.
We shot 16 times. We only shot 16 times. In years past, we would be pressing and keep firing and keep firing. But this team took it inside, adjusted, found a way to score, and we took 69 shots. So we're shooting a lot from inside the arc. That's rarely happened on a tough shooting night for us. Usually we really try to gun.
Against West Virginia, you took 26.
They had to find a new way to get it done instead of trying to just go to the well and just hoping, hey, I'm due.
You took 26 three-pointers against West Virginia.
And so then...
and only, 40 or 51 shots. So, I mean, you just pounded it inside. Go ahead, Brad.
And so if you're UCF and you're sitting back and you go back and look at this tape, you're like, son of a bitch, how the hell do you beat a team like this? You defended them about as good as you possibly could. And you're not going to have many that are going to hold you to 18%, 19%.
Right.
I mean, like,
I think a lot of that is on the road, 11 a.m.
How do you beat these guys?
Lose an hour.
11 a.m. game. Plane is late. And a quick turnaround, too.
Yeah. But I'd say, like we had under 10 turnovers, and Coach Samson always says that if you have under 10, especially on the road, you'll give yourself a chance to win. And some guys that got 3-point shooting, like there have been games where Steph Curry has gone 0 for 11, so there's no reason why, our college students can't, have an off night if we're comparing it to the best.
Even Jamal had a couple of really bad nights last year.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like that's going to happen, but it's just like as the old adage goes and what Coach preaches is like you got to find a way to win when you're not making shots, and every night you can't depend on going 3 for 5 from 3. It's like the one thing that you can depend on traveling regardless of wherever you are on earth is your defense. And what else did I write? And it's like sometimes like guys that we got a couple of good looks in the second half. That's the only half I saw, but missed some open looks from 3, and it's just like you can still see that even after those shots were missed and they're usually made, our guys are still talking on defense, still matching up, still doing everything they're supposed to do. So it's just like we have a team that doesn't allow our offense to influence our defense. And since you can't depend on offense every night, that's a great trait to have as a unit.
Good point, Brad. We don't get that comment much, so I want to make sure we talk about it. What a game. Go Cougs. ESPN website says Juwan is 6'8". Come on, Galen. Give him a few inches. No homo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Brad introduced that in the last show.
Yo, you wow. But I know J1 in real life.
In real life.
In real life.
Yeah. He's about 5'9", is what I remember.
Oh, brother.
So.
Everybody looks tall.
You know what's crazy though? Like, let's say the score was reversed. What do you think these comments would be? What do you think that people would say that? Oh, this needs.
Kelvin can't win the big one. Kelvin, they won't win a quad one game.
We're never going to win a quad.
The shooting
game
sucks.
This season we should be ranked 40th. We're going to be a 10 seed.
Ain't that crazy how winning just hides a lot of? Like,
ain't that crazy how
shit.
1 point,
like, regardless of what
everything.
level that you're at, like winning changes hella shit. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Nothing gets by Galen. Winning changes hella shit.
I mean, it's just the fact that when I've seen it. Like, there have been games that I thought we were going to win, and I had certain notes that even me, like, now this can't be the focus because we lost. You know, like it's crazy how that happens.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Thanks, Ryan.
That needs to be a T-shirt.
Tomorrow night. Hey, Galen, what are you doing tomorrow night?
Shit, probably nothing. We play tomorrow in the
day.
Yeah, in the daytime. Yeah, so.
Why don't you come and join us for a few minutes on the Talkin Bout show? We're gonna have your boy, Quantus White.
Oh shit, baby, my boy Quantus White.
And
Austin. Baby. Oh yeah.
I actually only want you there to do the impressions.
Yeah.
Every time Quantus answers a question, you just come right back on top and talk over him. You're gonna have Quantus White and Austin Armstrong, the new defensive coordinator, are going to both be on Talking About Them Cougars tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. This show would have sucked had U of H lost, but it's going to be kind of fun. We can talk about how terrible his shooters are and how he can't coach offense and, just see
the thing
what
about
happens.
you, man, is like he's a guy that he really believes in the work. There's no missing reps. There's no like he really believes that, and it's true that what you put in is what you get out. And he's the type of guy, he does everything the right way, whether you agree with it or not. You know that he has your best interest and he's trying to do the right thing. And that's a guy that he sticks his neck out for you. So it's like that's the type of guy that you'll look forward to going to war for because he does everything the right way and the way it's supposed to be done.
I am there as often as possible watching post practice, and all the guards will have their shooting days, right? And so they'll do all their 3-point shooting from around the arc. And Thursday, Quantus, it was a light practice, just coming off that game Wednesday, knowing you're going and flying Friday. So it's kind of a light practice, and we walk into the gym. Quantus immediately walks towards me and shakes my hand, and I'm like, that's so weird. There's still guys out there that need to shoot, and usually he's always there. Well, so he goes out of the gym. I start looking up, and it's Malik shooting, and Malik missed like 9 of 10, like just clank, clank, like what you saw Emmanuel and LJ doing today. And I was like, God, he's so smart to just miss that and to work with everybody else. That's good coaching. He understood to go miss that one.
One thing I remember about Q is like he's willing to meet you wherever you at. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you having a day and you feeling big and bold and you feeling confrontational, he like motherfucker, what you trying to do? Like he gonna meet you there. But one thing about Q that I always respect is he always put tasks in front of us that we didn't think we could easily achieve. And then I remember make 10, like every one after the other, make 10 threes in a row. We'd be like, Q, like, come on, but we've been here since fucking 2 and it is 7. Like, let us leave. But we'd have that type of attitude, and then whatever he put in front of us, we'd overcome. And it's just like that was his way of us getting extra reps, and let alone like extra game reps, because you never know who's going to be in position to have to take the big shot. So it's just like I didn't see the vision now but I definitely see it now.
E-Man knocking the ball out of bounds off the UCF chump. was a classic UH culture play. That's just a winning play. And the fact that they damn near took it from him.
Yeah, for sure. He was nowhere near out of bounds.
No, I mean, he never came close. And so, I mean, that was a great play. And Emmanuel had that classic Emmanuel smile, talking to the ref like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
I wrote that. That's crazy. They say, like Coach Sam, he always says, like, if you don't have it going offensively, whether you've been in a slump or wherever the case may have been, tailor your focus to defense and winning plays and contributing to winning. And that will usually probably get you the success that you desire on the offensive end. And it's just like, granted, E-Man didn't have it going in the first half. Granted, I missed it, but, based on what the numbers look like, he definitely did. But it's just like the will to stick with it and still, kind of those winning plays, that's just who we are.
Hey, Galen, we did an interview with Emmanuel on Monday of this week, posted it on Tuesday. How much of that did you watch? Okay, I thought so. I didn't think you saw any of it. Yeah.
The first few seconds.
Wow.
I was in Chicago.
Okay.
Terrible signal.
Well, they had the internet.
He got a real job.
Their Wi-Fi was shit.
Oh, okay. Well, F you, Chicago. Emmanuel did a shooting interview. I had him shoot threes the entire time.
Seen that.
And he hit 67 of 78 or something like that while we were. So he may have just shot himself completely out. That's why he missed so many today. But at the end, I was asking him about different people and what's your first thought when you hear these people like Ramon, Quantus White, and others. And I asked him about himself, and listen to this. Emmanuel Sharp.
Confident.
Well, that's a good sound right after you say that. And he said confident. And it wasn't working for him today. He's hitting back iron all day. And he's still in there making the plays. Just love that guy. Really think he's going to be one of those guys late in the year that does it for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's definitely a go-to level type guy. And it's like, a guy like that, I think last year at UCF, like he played well. It was like whenever you go home, you always want to play well. So it's kind of like a little bit of added pressure.
For sure.
His mentality is what it needs to be. It might not be going for you on the offensive end, but whether you make 10 or miss 10, people are still scared of shit of you getting a shot off. So it's like use that to your advantage and attack the rim. And you know that if you get fouled, you were shooting damn near 90% from the free throw line. So, yeah.
Kelvin Samson said, the guy that saved us tonight, make no question about it, was Javier Francis. He played like a senior. He was awesome. On a night we needed him the most, he stepped up for us and played his butt off. And I just think that's 100% right. He was just the guy today. Even though Juwan had an all-time second half, went 8 of 10, 17 points, 3 offensive rebounds in the second half. Most importantly, I think he played all 20 minutes. And you just do not see him do that. But played all 20 minutes for you when you needed him. And U of H, they were down, I think, 8 at the half. And within 2.5 minutes had cut that lead to 1. And showed you, usually when this team is down at the half, you see it in those first 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
The intensity changes. They just don't want to go through what they just went through at halftime. But, man, they came out on fire, and Jawan, just a massive part of that. But still, you have to say that Javier stepped up in the biggest way today, and I'm really happy for him. Genuinely good guy, and you'll probably be seeing him on some interview stuff with us pretty soon.
We've been talking about him since he was a freshman. And he was always a project because, he just didn't have much basketball experience. And I remember, 2 years ago, the first time that we had Kellen on, in the preseason. He said, just keep an eye on Javier. He's coming. He's coming. Last year he said the same thing. He's coming. Well, this is the guy that he was talking about. This is what people see in practice. This is the guy that you knew or they believe that he always could be. And he's getting better. Each game he's getting better. And he completely changes the dynamic of this team, defensively and offensively. Because I mean, what is this? This is the second, at least the second or third time in Big 12 play where the inside game carried us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one thing that Coach Kell, that whenever we have our little conversation about how the team is doing, he just says that Big J, he gives us a different dynamic because he can make plays at 12 feet, 13 feet in the air. And that's not like he, on top of, his size, his athletic ability is very unique. So it's just like once granted, he's been a project and he's kind of, a lot of times when you're dealing with projects, the kid might not always understand what the vision is. And they try to go against it, they try to fight it. You got different people, whatever the case may be. But like once he figures it all out, he's going to be the guy that, we may not recognize because he has that level of ability. He has that level of intelligence. And, like he puts in the work.
Yeah, for sure. Emmanuel, since that interview, is 4 of 14 from 3. You put the kibosh on him. So Ryan's interview is a reason Emmanuel is off. Great job. I take full blame. Just completely my fault. You know what it really was is Duarte, the GoCoogs intern, asked him about that stupid fucking squirrel that his mother adopted or found in the yard or whatever it was. And they made a big deal out of that. And it's that damn squirrel. His name is Milton. They named him after the hurricane. That's the problem, not me. So blame Duarte. And in fact, he's fired as a GoCoogs intern. So he's out. No more for him. Anyways.
One thing I will say is Terrence was put in a very tough spot.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you played 10 minutes, didn't make a shot, cold as hell, clutching. Like that's a high major basketball environment on the road, and you were expected to come in and make a free throw.
I think Emmanuel shouldn't have passed that ball.
I mean, yeah, but the fact that he was on the floor, it's like, you know what, that's probably because they were trying to foul anyway.
Right.
So it's just like, well, we ain't gonna foul any man. But that was just a very tough spot for him to be in, just in general, because it's like you haven't had any offensive success through the whole game, and we're expecting you to come and make the biggest play of the game right now. Like, damn, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't.
Our kids work hard, but they still human. Whenever it happened, I wrote down immediately TR's tough spot before he missed the free throw. I was like, damn,
But I would rather him miss that now because it's a learning experience.
Right.
Because when you're in the gym by yourself, that's the one you're going to be thinking of. That's the one that's going to drive you back and play that scenario over and over. And you're going to try to be better, and you're going to hold yourself to a higher standard because you don't want that to happen again.
For sure. Galen, a couple nights ago for the West Virginia game, your boy found me, Max Smith.
Yeah, Mac. Yes, sir.
And look at the Houston versus everybody
Absolutely.
Sweatshirt there.
I'd expect nothing less.
Yeah. This guy, do you see any similarity to this guy?
Well, shit. I say them boys is probably first cousins for sure.
Oh,
Shit, Bob Huggins ain't no small dude. Like,
no,
he
he's
probably
not.
too, yeah. Yeah, eight cousins for sure.
I think you put me, Huggy, and a few of the Baldwins in the same room. It looked like a family reunion.
Yeah. John Daly, Brett Bielema. You're feeling it.
Yeah.
You're right there.
Big, loud, not slim guys.
Big, loud, not slim guys.
Big, not slim guys can't be quiet. Y'all gotta be loud. That was crazy. Wow. What else do I have written down? Oh, with the 3/4 with the 3/4 press, like my coach this year, he's told us, like, granted, U of H, they have a sophisticated offense and they're trying to get the ball, dictate where the ball goes. But the reason why the 3/4 press works so well, or the mini press, is because it creates hesitancy and you're still trying to do what you're instructed to do. But the best way to deal with pressure is to attack it, because it's not built to withstand you attacking it, because once you attack it, you're at such a great advantage and the defense is such a great disadvantage. So if we're in that position again, it's just like the best way to just deal with it is just to attack the pressure and make the play, be a basketball player, and make the necessary reads.
I thought we handled the press pretty well. Not perfect, but well. Yeah, I think the point is that it's just, it puts you in a different situation.
You think if we lost, hold on, you think we lost, we get that same comment, Ryan? We handled the press.
I just don't think you get the comment. I think it doesn't change how people think. I mean, there's a lot of comments that I agree with you 100% on that are changed if you lose, but I don't think that one is that much changed. A super sticker, whatever that is. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Why do you have so few subscribers? Need to press people watching. Yes, subscribe. Go to YouTube and subscribe to the content. Now, most of our views come from X. It's just how it is. We have one on Facebook tonight. Appreciate that. 80 or so people. Okay, Galen got loud. But we would appreciate you joining, subscribing on Facebook. It's awesome. We appreciate it. We do quite a bit of content on YouTube, and we do quite a bit of content on GoCoogs.com. So Pipe says he's scaring everybody off of YouTube. Jen says, I'm telling people at the Young Alumni Org about your post-game shows. Thank you. Tell them about the whole thing. We got Galen, we got Martin, we got Brad, we got Jamie, we got the No Conference or Old Men. We got quite a few. They didn't know about it. Yeah, we like to keep that a secret.
So we haven't touched on it yet.
Uh-oh.
How about Tugler standing up and packing? What's his name? Trying
That
to
was
dunk
a
on
bad
him.
call. That was a bad.
You think?
I mean, I was just watching that replay, and he got all ball. I mean, they did meet at the body, but I mean that's just the way you gotta reward the defender for making that play.
That was marginal contact. I feel like there was more illegal contact on the play where the kid who missed free throws, where he drove to the rim and scored. It was more illegal contact on that play as opposed to the one that JoJo made. So I was just, I didn't agree with that. Even the one Big J is just like hands up. I'm using my body. It's like, you can call that foul every possession. Like, damn, bro.
But Hall,
he bent at the waist a little bit.
Hall thought he was going to do something to bring the roof down, and he got it packed. He
Brian,
got that just stopped in his tracks.
Big 12 basketball.
I understand.
I mean, they played it on a replay, and it's like you gotta play it in slow and be like, oh yeah, he got him a little bit there. It's like I
think there were a couple of times that
Slow motion?
They missed very obvious stuff.
I don't.
But I just that one. Okay, it's fine. I don't know if it's the biggest deal in the world. They missed some other things that were like, whoa. I like that we're looking at his Dawn soap right here. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we keep the dishes clean for sure.
Okay.
But yeah,
Refs like to blow whistles for anticipated fouls.
Yeah, it seemed real anticipated for sure.
Yeah. And they were too inconsistent. That's I don't have a problem. You're gonna call it tight, call it tight. You're gonna call it loose, call it loose.
Yeah.
But don't do them both in the same game.
Let alone the same clock. Like 4 minutes you call it tight, next 4 minutes it's like, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is.
And if you're gonna let us fight, let us fight. Let's we'll do that.
Ref, we're not great today. Coach wasn't happy. The tech likelihood is building. We're getting hosts. He said it talking to me Thursday that the refs in the West Virginia game came up to him more than normal and said, we blew that call. We blew that call. We blew that out of bounds. And, refs are good about saying, hey, that was on me. But he said it was quite a bit more than he was accustomed to. And he has seemed a little agitated during conference play with the refs. But we'll just have to see where that goes. Brad, shout out to you. White dudes in their 50s are elite.
That's right.
I just don't put those words together too often.
And it's just the way it is.
Just the way it is. For you, Galen.
Refs.
Hi, guys. This was a great game. Gwen, sometimes why?
Refs are people. And like,
sort of.
No, they're not. They're subhuman.
Well, like with Coach, I didn't realize this until I left. That Coach got a lot of like juice, and star power. So he used to always say like, "Let me take care of the refs," because the refs, because of his resume and who he is, they'll probably let him get away with. It's kind of like when the refs with Draymond Green. Like it's like we gonna let you handshake, but nobody else can. You get a little bit more leeway once you reach that level. But yeah, like refs are still people, but that don't take away from how shitty they are.
Dude, they were. I guarantee you, in school they were hall monitors. Their summer jobs were lifeguards. They're telling on you for running in the hallway and running. Don't run it around the pool, shit like that. I hate referees. I hate umpires. I hate them all. Always have.
So, Thomas, do you think if you were an umpire, you think you could make the right?
Bitch, you think I'd be an umpire? Come on.
I'm just saying. I said it's a hypothetical.
If I was an umpire, I'd be good. I wouldn't suck.
I'd be good. Yeah. I think you would be intimidated.
What?
Yeah.
I was bigger than everybody. I don't think so.
All right. Timeout.
Star pizza.
See?
Ryan, you about ugly as hell.
I mean, I could go with the Ryan Day and get some Just for Men and paint my beard black and get rid of my awesome wings.
Just the dumbest comment we've had since we started doing this show. Just dumb. Thank you, though. We appreciate it.
Here we go. This is it right here. That's where the kids reminding teachers about homework before the class was dismissed. Absolutely.
I like that guy.
Wearing skinny jeans back in the 90s when everybody was
Nobody was
baggy
who
pants.
was. I don't know anybody that wore skinny jeans then.
No, except for referees.
I think that was cool.
Sackless wonders. Everybody's wearing baggy pants and they're wearing freaking Speedos.
Kansas State has played with Kansas in the second half. Cincinnati's dominating Arizona State.
Killing them. I got this on right now.
Texas Tech and Arizona, a close one. Just starting the second half. It's just this conference. U of H is the only 6-0 team in the conference at this minute. You're 30% through.
I knew that this game was going to be hard for us. That's just us and UCF. It's always gonna be that way. Always, for sure.
By the way, I've never seen 3 turnovers in 1.1 seconds like the end of the game today. That is hard to do.
When we got that call, I couldn't watch the last play of the game. I had to go to the bathroom because I just knew that we were going to give up like an alley-oop dunk to lose. Whenever J1 got called, I mean that call on J1 was flat out bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't blame the refs a lot, because there's a million plays that happen before getting to that point. But that call was absolutely moronic.
I mean, you could see it like one thing that our coaches try to emphasize is like that the ref is only limited to his point of view. So if a guy falls and it looks like you caused him to fall, I'm gonna blow my whistle. Like so,
but that's not the job.
Huh?
But that's what they do.
That's what they do, right?
Yeah,
what hall monitors do.
So they're going to make mistakes, but it's just like if there was a challenge in college basketball, that call would have for surely been challenged, and it probably would have been overturned. But I can see why it was made in that moment. But thank God that they had to go 3-quarter court and we put JoJo on the ball.
Yeah, if there were free throws for that offensive charge, that would be a problem.
Yeah,
but because there were no free throws, okay, it's terrible, but okay. I would like to see video of them hitting the scoreboard, trying to throw the ball. Like, even when Hoffines had that low scoreboard, I don't know that I ever saw anybody hit it. But anyways.
That shit was low. I don't know if games were close enough to.
One of the problems with post-game, hang on a second, Brad. Let's do this, and then we'll get to your question. One of the problems with post-game is y'all have 2 other Coug-related post-games happening at the same time. Okay. I mean, I guess that's an issue.
Because this is the best one.
Yeah. If you've got other players on one of those shows, that's fine. I don't even know who the third one is, to be honest. I know Pod Slamma Jamma, but I guess maybe Parker Ainsworth does a show. I really don't know, to be honest. I kind of just focus on us. I think this is a pretty good spot. But, if you're watching the others, that's perfectly great. You should be. You should have a good time. You should watch them all and see what you like best and what's the right spot for you to watch after the game. I think we'll take our chances there.
Okay, Galen. JoJo plays like a how do I put this? He plays like a Jack Russell that's just been let out whenever you get home from work, and it just goes a million miles an hour. At what point does the game truly slow down?
Well, he's a sophomore, and I think that one of the announcers said it when UCF put their starting point guard back in when he had 4 fouls, and they were like, "Well, he's not a freshman or a sophomore, so you can and it's like that's kind of a known thing, and it's
right.
Like that'll come with time. Like his discernment will get better. He'll like it was one possession where the guard was attacking Los and he threw up a tough shot, but JoJo still tried to come over and block it, and they gave up a dunk. Like, and it's just like you'll get to a point where you'll see that he's gonna have to make a tough shot, and we're gonna have to live with it because I don't want to give up this easy uncontested dunk to somebody that's fucking 9 foot tall. Right. So it's just like this with reps and maybe junior year it'll probably click, but the only way to get better is playing in games like the one that we played in today, because that's real life. It's unpredictable. You don't know what the other team's going to do. So yeah, I think that. But when you're a sophomore in this system, like it probably ain't going to click for you at that level. The game ain't going to really slow down for you until you've been at probably 3 years in for sure.
I'm trying to think of a player that played as much as he did in his freshman year, but then didn't get to, like JoJo didn't get to finish the year. He didn't get to go through the Big 12 tournament or the NCAA tournament. And then immediately basically starts the next year and is playing a lot of minutes. I don't know anybody that has been put in this situation where from the exhibition game that Galen and we sat courtside together before the Australia trip. JoJo looked like, oh shit, this guy's going to play a lot. And he just was in so much, and he didn't have that time to sit behind someone and learn and sit on the bench and see the game happen and get into it. And maybe it'd be a little slower then, but I mean, he's had to play.
But also, he had a injury that
it did take a long time to come back from. By the way,
it was like once it happened, he was done. So he was allowed the full time frame to heal because the season was over. Whereas, like, let's say with Big J Francis, it's you had an injury during the season, and it may have caused slippage because of whatever mental issues that injuries cause. And I do feel like that certain things are done, especially within our program, as like for sure, to trigger a certain reaction. So it's just like everything that they do, it's thought out and it's for something else to be achieved. So I mean, we never know. But with the JoJo, with the direction that he was trending in, he was just out there reckless abandonment. But he had that luxury because you got a All-American PG, you got a experienced four-man, you got all the pieces that you need. So it's just like you have that luxury, So that was the difference between like now and then, I guess.
No horizontal stripes, Brad. Or you could be confused for a mime instead of a zebra.
No. Only vertical.
Yeah. Whatever. This is the best live show. The others can be watched later. Thank you, Jack. Rare compliment. Parker and the Ragers are the other two. Yep. Let's Rage Cougs, Pod Slamma Jamma. Andy Yanez and Chris Gardner, our friends over there. Ryan does the best job with fan engagement in the comments, and when G is on, there's no comparison live. I'll listen to the others on repeat. I think that's just what you should do.
Yeah, but one thing that you're going to get from us, you're going to learn about the greatest buffets in 1997. I mean, that's all.
You don't get that anywhere else.
Nowhere else, bro, from bad motherfucking town.
Ryan knows what's up too.
Man.
You get to
learn.
Not like you,
though, Brad.
You learned up on some good stuff.
Not like you, bro. Not like you. You're one of you in your own
101
atmosphere for sure. Hold on, wait, Ryan. I really fuck with y'all, man.
Do you?
Hey, this is some great shit, man. Ryan Towns, I fuck with y'all.
Everything's back to normal now, dude. We had to limp through a couple without you.
Yeah, unfortunately. And it's like, man, I was like, damn, I can't do the show. I was like, fuck, that was gonna be the highlight of my day. And here I am. My great grandpa, today is his birthday.
Woo! Happy birthday, great grandpa.
It's all the good things, man. This is great.
See, it all comes together.
You know what I'm saying? Every time.
What's his name? Ernest?
That's my grandpa's name. My grandpa's
okay.
Name, great grandpa. His name is Amos Miles.
Amos.
Wait,
Amos Miles?
Mm-hmm. Ryan, don't talk.
I like that.
Later. Oh, okay.
No, I like it.
Yeah, he was a cool guy, man. Cool guy.
I think you could come up with like a premium clothing brand, Amos Miles.
It does sound like a.
It does.
Yeah.
That could be fancy, dude. Just an idea. Throwing it out there.
Idiot. I'll still support by watching the other two shows 100%. Got to get all their Coug-related content. There ain't much out there. I think you should 100% watch all of them. Watch this one live, but certainly Andy and Chris and Dayon, awesome. Love them. Help them any way they can, and they help us. I don't know Parker quite as well, but I like him. Martin goes on his show quite a bit, and so, no issue with that. You should definitely support all the people that put their time and effort and energy into doing things like this. It's not just the time on the show, it's the prep before. I go to every practice and every event and thing so that we can have things for this.
And I go to all the wonderful food places.
Yeah.
I
He
prep
gets at
hard.
Whataburger a couple times a day.
I do quality checks on Star Pizza to make sure everything's still good.
Everybody appreciates you doing that, Brady.
I don't
doing a
do what
great
Huggy
job.
does.
Nope. Tomorrow night, Quantus White, associate head coach and defensive coordinator, Austin Armstrong, have a lot to talk about the transfer portal. This was their first week of school, so he got to meet all the guys. They are doing workouts. Quantus, obviously, right in the middle of it. Big 2 weeks coming up for basketball. You play Utah Tuesday, but we'll see if that happens.
That's on the
There's
road, right?
No, Utah is at home.
We've had a lot of home.
Well, every Saturday game is a road game. Yeah, the midweek games, there's a good bit of
Excuse me,
home
but it's
games.
just like this is our first true road test, I guess. So that's why I'm
Yeah,
leaning it
because
heavy.
Kansas State just not that great. Oklahoma State not that great. But now it starts. You have this team on the road. You're home for Utah. Then you go to Kansas next Saturday.
That's always funny. We always play Kansas at their crib first. That's interesting.
Well, always being twice, but
Yeah, but it's just like that's a unique.
I think you would prefer that. You get them at home late in the season. When it really matters, I think you want them at home.
They all matter, but
Right, but I mean, when you're down to it, if you have, I think you'd rather play them at home than have to go to Kansas on March 1st or whatever day it is.
Yeah, with the probably with the title on the line.
Yeah.
I'd rather
Well, last year you thought it would be that, and you had them at home in the final game of the regular season. You had already wrapped it up by the time that game tipped, or right when it tipped. But I think you'd rather that.
I guess I'm not thinking about the title. It's just like if there's any last minute issues before you one and done, like but maybe I'm tripping.
well, I mean
Maybe you're tripping.
That's your mentality, man.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what you've been learned up to do.
Yeah.
Is that you don't got to worry about titles and you don't got to worry about winning and losing. You go out and do what you play to your level. They all come together, and titles happen just because of that. See, it's just your nature.
For sure. Yeah.
It's a mindset.
Exactly.
Right.
But you have Utah, may or may not happen, may be pushed back. They're still trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen there with the weather. And then go to Kansas and go to West Virginia midweek. And it's two tough road games in a row.
Heats up. What time does Iowa State and West Virginia tip?
Oh, that's
4 or 5.
I think it's at 4.
Yeah, it's either 4 or 5.
That'll be interesting to see.
4 o'clock.
Yeah, 4.
Wait, Iowa State and West Virginia, right?
West Virginia. Yeah, too.
Yeah, on ESPN Plus. ESPN commits these games to the networks way before the season, and it just seems like, we could be smart about this and just slide that game onto ESPN.
Wow, for sure, because that's a game right there.
Because Arizona and Texas Tech are playing on ESPN2. That's fine. But I don't know. It just seems weird. Arizona State and Cincinnati are on TV. But Iowa State and West Virginia, who are combined 27-5,
Yeah.
are playing on the internet. So that just seems
Well,
dumb.
I mean, we know that some of us have we have to be on that
ASU
stuff
game,
on ESPN Plus.
What'd you say, Galen?
The Arizona Cincy game, that's a decent game. Cincinnati can never hold on to a lead for whatever reason.
Yeah. There's some clips going around on Twitter right now. In the timeout before Juwan, I assume before Juwan makes his bucket, Ryan Elvin taps Justin, the new GA, on the shoulder and says, "That's game." The CBS broadcast showed Ryan saying that.
Yes. That's hard. Yes, sir. I got to comment the original. Ryan knew. My bad.
I love to see the U of H Cougar community growing. The Big 12 administration stepping up are doing wonders, but also the podcasts and social media are making a huge difference. I take all the credit for that. GoCoogs.com. Did I miss? I must have just wasn't paying attention to the broadcast. Malik eclipsed 1,000 points. I just didn't hear him talk about it. Maybe they did, and I just missed it. But it felt like they talked about Juwan for like an hour.
The thing about Malik is it was one possession. It was I think it was a possession where we took the lead. I forget who missed the shot, but J1 kept it alive. I think Big J Francis, he tapped it. Malik got it, layup. And, a lot of times, the things that Malik, the things that he may do well, like it was even a possession where someone got beat off a dribble and the kid, Johnson, threw the hoop to the tall kid. And Malik X'd out. It was the second late, and he still tried to make a play on the ball. Granted, the kid made the dunk, but it's just like a lot of the things that he does well, they don't really show up on his stat sheet. But he has like very good winning intangibles and very good basketball instincts. So it's just like like I said, there was a lot of times last year where Malik made a damn near a game-winning play, and it may not have resulted in his stat sheet, whatever the numbers were. But it's just like we all can recognize that he was the cause of that play, and that's not something that you can teach. That's not something that you can practice for. That's just instincts. And he has great instincts.
Okay. I don't have anything else. I feel like this is a pretty cool game, a game where you did exactly what you needed to.
I feel like these are games where, like, as a team, like a college basketball team who is considered the hunted, you can win for sure in a tough road environment when your main guys may not have it going because of your preparation and your reps. So it kind of gives you a belief in what you're doing because, like I said, like let's say JoJo, he might be the starter right now, but him and Big J Francis, they're getting the same amount of reps. They're getting the same work, and it just kind of verifies what you already knew, that there's no skipping steps because you never know who the moment is going to call on. You never know who's going to get in foul trouble. You never know who's going to have an injury. And Coach Samp, he always says that we're a sprained ankle away. We're all a sprained ankle away from mediocrity. So it's like you never know who's going to be the guy. You never know who's going to show up. So that's just a testament to our approach to preparation. But that was one thing I wanted to touch on, though. They said this on a broadcast, and I feel like I'm overly critical of the kid. Man, I'm actually a big fan. But they were saying how UCF was attacking Los with their point guard. And Coach Simp, he has this saying that you're only as strong as your point of attack, which is the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I could never imagine a world, a galaxy, whatever, a team, their game plan is to attack Jamal Shed or Dejan Jarreau. And I just feel like that was an interesting game plan in general. Like, your plan is to attack our point of it because that's where you think you have an advantage. That's not something that I can say I've heard of with my experience with being with Coach Sam. They especially weren't attacking me.
No, of course not. I mean,
But
not even possible.
Here you go, Ryan. But it's honestly that's kind of like I don't know if that should be like an area of concern but that was the first time that was y'all's game plan, and the announcers could recognize it. That was interesting to me.
Was it? Do you think it was successful?
I hope everybody tries that. I wish you good luck. I mean, you might get us once or twice. But you're not gonna make your money doing that. You better find a different way.
Well, it's like it's not a matter of if it was successful. It's the fact that you believed it could be.
Okay.
It's like teams, they have a game plan on how to attack our monsters, and they think it's going to be successful. And it's their set game plan going into the game, trying to win. And whether it's successful or not, that's whatever. But the fact that you thought this was a way that you could win, and granted, it was a 1-point game. Mm-hmm. The fact that this is what you thought you could go to win, that is interesting to me.
I mean, at some point, you have to try something that other teams aren't trying. If everybody is losing to U of H, why keep going to the same 3 or 4 game plans? Why not attack somewhere different? You're not dealing with Jamal Shed. You're dealing with a first-year guy. Let's see if he can do it.
But nobody.
And
Nobody tried to attack Jamal Shed. So why did anybody try it?
I don't know. And
I'm saying, like,
Jamal had already built that reputation.
That was interesting to hear from the broadcast.
No, I agree with you. I think, but by the time Jamal had already built his reputation through his freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, coming into his senior year, when you look at it, you're probably not going to get much off of E-Man or LJ because they're playing a lot better defense. So you think, oh, well, let's go at this kid. He's new. And you don't remember that he was actually a pretty solid player last year.
Well, they played last year.
4 turnovers, 4 assists.
Yeah. I just don't think that if certain things are respected, it wouldn't even be considered. That's just my thing. Like, teams are like I don't know.
They got the whole fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
They had some success against Milos last year when he was at OU. Maybe that's the thought, is that we were able to have success against him a year ago. Maybe we can have it this year.
I'm glad we won, but I don't think anybody's game plan is going to be to attack Darius Johnson.
Probably
their
not.
starting point. But regardless if they had success or not, teams, some guys have good games, but I don't. Like, I'm not trying to be too stiff on the kid, but it's just like the fact that was even considered. That's not normal. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. And you could.
The fact it's Denver, like, we want to get the ball away from the whoever he's guarding. That's what we're not considering. That's what it has usually been. It's going off my experience, so it's just.
And we could be taking what some idiots on CBS Sportsnet said as gospel when it really isn't.
But that's what they did.
When you watch it, it's like y'all. That's what y'all are trying to get. Like, y'all are trying to get the switch on here and get the switch on, and then get it. And so it was what they were saying was on point, and I was like, "Am I tripping?" Like,
okay.
Honestly, I hope more people try it. I mean, this is what we're doing right now. I mean, yeah, we're trying to get to a championship, but we're playing for March. And so the more our guys are tested, the more that they are put to the fire, the better off they're going to be. And Milos needs games where he's challenged and where he might even get overmatched at times because he's got to learn. He's got to be put in those difficult situations.
I just hope, like, what would that comment say? That it's so, like, yeah, I just hope you're right.
I hope that he finds it insulting. I'll have to give that some thought when I watch the game again.
You're only as strong as your point of attack, and you feel like we can get an advantage. That's different. Just saying, fellas. We'll have to agree.
Whose house? Cougs house.
Oh, wow.
Appreciate you. Starnes Leland, name sounds familiar, says, does Utah still have their full starting lineup of white dudes? No, Starnes, they went and found black people all of a sudden in Utah.
BYU did.
It just, oh shit, blacks. Attacking our point guard was successful. When their guard had 4 fouls, they had him defend sharp, and Emmanuel attacks him by driving hard to the basket. Once they saw that, they switched the guard over to Milos Uzan. If he gets aggressive, teams won't think he's soft or the weak link. It's not making things up. He needs to build his reputation. Okay. Okay. Milos was the one who gave us the spark in the second half. We don't win without him today.
Oh, I don't think anybody's.
Not questioning that. Yeah,
No.
not questioning his value. It's just a more so
Questioning the strategy.
the strategy and why are you considering that is advantageous? It's interesting.
Okay.
Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping.
Because
Or whatever that is.
You haven't given me much body language. I'm trying to figure out if I'm saying the right shit, brother. I'm trying to.
Body language.
I don't want to jiggle too much.
My bad.
So, all right, let's wrap this up. And Galen, give us your final thoughts.
I say this is indicative of what a road game where everything is ugly looks like. You just got to keep going, all guts, and never think you're out of the fight. I feel like we had got down. What was it? Probably might have been close to double digits in the
10, yeah.
Yeah, 10. Yeah. In the second half, and I never lost faith. So, but I feel like this is one of those games where it's just like it kind of solidifies, like you are who you think you are. That's it.
Okay. That's it. Bradley?
Big win and very, very important win. We've had questions of who is going to be the guy to step up and take the big shot. And we have at least an answer today. But this win is huge given the fact that, one, it was on the road. Two, it was a tight, close win, and these guys had to learn how to win the close ones together. These guys have won a lot of close games, but not as a unit. We had our 3 losses were all tight coming down the wire.
Yeah.
And this time, we made the plays necessary to win, and so that's huge for this group going forward, because these are the types of games that win and lose titles. It's easy. It's real easy to lose games like this.
Correct.
It's difficult to win these games when your first option is off, your second option is off, your third option is off for a half, and so your fifth, sixth option has to carry you for the entire first half. And then your third option comes back and comes through. And then you got guys like like Galen had pointed out, that like Malik making the winning plays, just small things. JoJo coming in and making some big plays. It's exactly what this team needed. As much as I hated watching it and how frustrating it was, these are the types of games you have to win and have to go through to be able to be prepared and ready for March. So that's a big one.
This is the first time you've really been challenged late in a game this year. Had to go and make plays to win a game. And you saw that all throughout the Big 12 season last year. In the 6th game of the year last year, you were at BYU and you made the plays down the stretch to win that game. Same thing here. 6th game at UCF, making the plays. This is the difference in the 1 seed in a conference tournament and the 4th seed. It's winning games like this. And, you know, if I saw somebody's bracketology and they had U of H as, I think it's ESPN, had U of H as a 4 seed right now.
Yeah,
There is no 1 seed ever that wanted to see this U of H team on that 4 line.
Yeah, they had Tennessee
No.
at the 1 line.
Yeah.
You know how pissed off they would be.
Oh, yeah.
They
Can you
probably
imagine, Rick?
run and not get the 1 seed.
Well, that'd be like us getting the 1 seed in Alabama at 4.
Yeah, it's fucking goofy.
Yeah. So we'll see. The numbers like U of H. The schedule maybe not the best going down the stretch for U of H. It's harder than everybody else in the conference. But this is one of the hard ones, and you got it. I said it once, I'll say it again. Y'all are the ESPN, or the inside the NBA version for the Cougars. Houston Cougars, Germany, €2,
Some
pounds.
churros.
Dr. Roberts' nail-biting ending makes us stronger, for
Thank you.
sure. I don't know what this is about, but poor Memphis. They're not.
Man,
They're not even playing today. But poor Memphis.
Hey, but they lost this week, so it's a celebration.
Man. But
I watch y'all live. Pick up the others afterwards, and a $20 super sticker, $19.99. I appreciate that. We're gonna have to really figure out what that is, so I can buy Towns more pizza. Is this a quad 1 win? Yes, it is. I think. I mean.
It
Really doesn't matter till the end of the season, and then everything kind of plays itself out because it's
is
fluid.
Right at this moment, it could not be. It could be
Right.
a great win if they go on a run. Who knows?
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy how that works.
Body language always screams. It never whispers. CKS. That's Brad Towns for you. That body language is screaming.
Never lies.
So is this
Nope.
chair.
Lies.
Yeah, that poor chair. Safe travels, Godfather, another elite show.
Appreciation.
NF Penny. So you're
know, I
6-0 in the conference? That's pretty damn good. Go ahead.
I just want to say that, there are probably some guys on our team who think, like, let's say with a Big J Francis, right? You have a game like this, and you've kind of been in a slump prior to this type of game. But it's a quote that this inspirational speaker that I listen to. You guys should check him out, actually. He's really, probably Towns, he can probably motivate you to do some shit.
Who?
His name is Inky Johnson.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
Johnson. And he had this one reel on Instagram where he was just like, he uttered the same words in like 6 different tones. He was like, "Don't complain, contribute. Don't complain, contribute." And then just like when you're in a basketball team for an extended amount of years, you're going to be in a different role every year. And some roles may be more probably what you don't prefer, but you still have to find a way to contribute to winning. And it's just like that. And that quote, I feel like, encapsulates the mindset of our team. There's guys who probably think I can get this or I can get that, but they still show up to work every day with the right mindset, putting in the work, not skipping reps. And it's just like I said, with Big J Francis, like you just never know when the moment is going to call on you. And it's just like, don't complain, contribute. Shout out to God, man. My 2 cents for the day.
There you go. So depending on net rankings tomorrow, would this be quad win? So UCF is 73 in the quad today. They'll get a bump for losing a close game. So I think it'll still be on the road. It's 1-75, I think. I don't think it's 70. I think it's 75. And so it should be a quad 1 win this week. But who knows how that plays out down the road. Another 2 pounds. You know, if we just keep doing this 2 pounds at a time, Brad, we're just going to we're going to retire. Yeah.
Hey,
Euro, is that? Yeah.
I think that money spends.
I think it'll, I don't know.
I can get a refill at JoJo's with that. I know that.
I don't know what that means.
Not Tugler, JoJo's restaurant.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. This has been fun. Big crowd tonight. We appreciate it today. I'm going to go to a little girl's birthday party. And
you might want to specify
don't be jealous.
Piece.
Let me freeze.
Yeah, Ryan, you got it.
So, that motherfucker. I hate that son of a bitch.
Oh man, yeah.
Trying to help you out.
Yeah, that needs to be. Yeah.
What do you mean, FBI? I'm sorry. Yeah.
I got my,
So,
my agent who's out in the street made sure he beeped in and let me know.
now. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. There we go. Glad y'all could have a little laugh at my expense. I never make fun of y'all. All right. Thanks so much, Galen. Brad, appreciate it.
Thank you,
Y'all
Ryan.
stay down. Good times are a coming. It's a good way to end it.
You're here.